two-player map, so Patience no doubt has a plan and a strategy here.
Yeah, we are going to have that backdoor base this time around, so may favor Stats if he wants to go for similar builds. A bunch of Stalkers coming out early into a Nexus to use that pressure. But either way, let's get into game number 4 right now. Here we are on Orbital Shipyard for game number 4 of match number 4 here, the round of 8. Here in the bottom of the map, in the red, the Protoss player, it is Stats.
And his opponent to the upper right. In blue, for D-Pixels, it is Patience. Nearly finding himself cut out of the winner's bracket 3-0, but fought back with a cool strategy in game 3. Still needs to win 2 games in a row. Keep that winner bracket hope alive. Ooh, interesting kind of turn of events there. That probe did not get scouted until it got in here.
Yeah. A little bit of an extra scout there by Patience. Wants to make sure no proxies are coming down. Stats trying to sneak a game. Nothing like that. Is going to be safe and throw out that scout. And both players starting down the Nexus at about the same time.
Yeah, empty gas sort of builds where you make the assimilator but make the Nexus. It's like assimilator Nexus into mining the gas. Just kind of that build time, it works out to do it that way. Stats continuing to lurk around in the space and wants to see if Patience is going 2-gate or not after this.
Back at the base of Stats, he's actually walled off the ramp. Did not allow that scout to get in once again, and is going to deny a bunch of vision with that, and also will help out if any adepts are coming along.
Yeah, it's really common on this map because it's 2-player and the rush distance is pretty short to just wall everybody out. And obviously this can sometimes be a liability if you don't have a backup pylon and things go awry. Pretty rare, but it has happened before. It's a solid way to open things, but it does kind of keep you also trapped within your own base until that adept comes out. So that's why it's really important that Stats doesn't lose this scouting probe. Gets a lot of information with it, but when it comes to the information wars, a huge lead right now for Stats. He knows everything that Patience is doing, and Patience knows nothing about what he's doing.
Well, he did have to leave the base before this Stargate is getting up, but again, he doesn't have any wall there, so Stat's going to attempt to get this adept all the way up that ramp.
Looks like there might be a tight wall, though, just in time.
Just in time. Very nicely done. That's going to be 2 extra gates at the back of this Stargate that's coming up, so it's going to be 3-gate Stargate coming in here for Patience.
And you did see that probe posturing to perhaps make a 3rd Nexus. Blink coming up for Stats instead of, Dark Shrine Tech. I was kind of feeling like he might go for that, but he's been using it a lot in this series already, but he decides not to. Blink is something more standard and really better choice in this case. Move commanding there for a bit. This is actually going to be a win for Patience if he doesn't shade away, and actually even with the shade, he's being chased. So this will actually be a dead adept. Meanwhile, Patience is Mothership Core scouting. That's enough for a recall.
He's going to come in here, see the 2 extra gates in the robo, try to take out 1 probe. Fails to do so.
This adept chase is still ongoing, by the way.
Yeah, don't forget about this. That is going to be a dead adept.
This is what the Korean commentators love. It's like when I watch, League of Legends in Korea, it's like always they want to watch the 2 tanks fighting in top lane. I'm like,
yeah, is this really entertaining to you guys, really?
I'd rather him just pull up the units lost, have him click on the adept like that died later. I'm only teasing, of course. I never watched League of Legends. I hate all other games.
Yeah, we've never watched that game before, actually.
It's not like it's one of the most popular games in Korea and very culturally attached to it. A lot of our good friends commentating or anything like that. We would never, though, support them or watch that game. Now, there is a Dark Shrine finally coming up for Stats here. He's going to have to kill his own pylon to get out and secure that third nexus, which is still blocked by that pylon. Very smart moves here by Patience.
This is going to be 5 Stalkers, 6 total. And look at this, at the same time an Oracle comes in. This is perfect timing. Blink is going to be able to push this back, though, fortunately. Nice timing for Stats as well.
Great opportunity, and now Patience is going to be able to shade through.
Oh, and he gets the probe. That's going to deny this Nexus for so long. He's also got the pylon there. Meantime, he's about to get his own third Nexus.
And a really interesting choice of unit coming out of the Stargate of Void Ray is on the way, which gives me the impression he's scared of just a big Blink Stalker, you know, timing at his third base. So he wants to make sure he has it a little bit more, like, durability to hold a push like that because he has such a large economic lead. He knows Stats has to push across the map now. And he can even use these DTs for Archons if he wants to get really technical and fancy with this push.
Well, Oracle comes in now and scouts the timing of this third and is going to look to catch any of these probes that are out of position, possibly. And in the meantime, Stats putting out a bit of pressure. He sees the Void Ray, the Immortal, and he's just like, oh, okay, I guess I can't do much for now.
Oh, he doesn't see the Dark Shrine, but this Dark Shrine may actually be a saving grace for Stats in this game because he needs to find an angle here. Just checking. He does have an observer. He does have another one on the way, just blind. So he's going to have 2 observers out by the time these DTs hit. Well, let's see how good his response time is because these are going to be split between multiple bases. In fact, he could go all 3. Looks like he's going to go 2 in the main and 1 at the third base.
Oh, and an immediate pull here. He should be very, very ready. A couple of overcharges going to come down. This other DT, though, getting a lot of kills in the third. That was kind of a late pull there by Patience, a bit of a mistake. So, in fact, going to do a nice bit of damage for Stats.
Yeah, only losing 1 DT as well, 8 probe kills. Kind of puts him back into the game. Now, this Void Ray nearly misses the Warp Prism, so that's always going to be a threat he has out there. And don't forget, he still has Blink Tech. Now, the question is going to be, the question is going to be who's going to take Robotics Bay first, but Stats is adding 5 more gates.
Yeah, it's not going to be him.
He's going
to answer that question. He is going to be going for a big attack here, looking to end this one, possibly as Patience looks to make that transition. Is going to get charged at the same time and look to go charge-lit with some Archons in the back.
Oh, when you look at the supplies, Patience is way up in army supply, so you would think an attack like this would really struggle to work. Okay, he's changed his mind here. He's actually now adding a Templar Archives, a Forge, and Charge, but I don't think that, I don't think he's in a good place either way, basically. Like, attacking was probably going to be the worst choice, but even still, now he's going to have Archon Tech versus Disruptor Tech, which Patience has now decided to add with a second Robo.
Yeah, well, we do have that Templar Archives finished up, so we'll probably see some of those Archons making their way onto the battlefield. Meanwhile, second Robo for Patience, looking to bolster that army.
Stats, sorry to cut you off, Stats and Stork both really liking Storm drops in Legacy, so there's a possibility he researches Storm here, but I just don't think he has the money for it right now.
Yeah, and hasn't gotten that just yet. Looks like he's just going to go for this composition and try to just macro up on 4 bases. And just say, hey, I can delay back. You can't really attack me right now, so should be totally fine. Loses the Oracle. That's kind of unfortunate there.
Charge is complete, and if he just sits on Charge, he can hold this 4th base. But, you know, I've commentated some PvPs, I've watched a lot of PvPs in Legacy, mostly foreign PvPs to be honest, because we haven't had a huge plethora of PvPs in Korea. I've seen all the ones that we have had, but, you know, I'd say about half the PvPs I watch are foreigner PvPs. I don't know exactly how this interaction is going to work with Disruptors versus Charge Zealots, because it's really hard to hit a Charge Zealot with that Purification Nova because it's simply going to run through it a lot of the time. But if you
unless they're like bunched up and not attacking, I think it's going to be very hard to go for that. Look at this wall that Patience already has up and running. That is going to be very, very effective against those Charge Zealots and the Archons.
Yeah, and if the Zealots use their charge on the buildings, they're going to end up being locked in a circle where the Disruptors, you know, could just blow them up. I actually like Patience's comp a lot better. But again, I don't know yet how well this is going to work. Oh,
look at that, slipping in. 2 Zealots and a couple of DTs with another Warp in now, going immediately for those pylons. Ooh, losing a big chunk there to a Disruptor, actually.
Yep. Actually unpowers the Robo, which is pretty huge, and he will actually snipe this 4th base. Patience slow on the draw there, on the cancel as well. Doesn't get that 1-finger discount. He's actually going to lose 400 minerals for free, but this is not the right way to path your units past.
Yeah, but either way, he's really pulling and pushing Patience around the map right now because he's got his 4th base up. He forced the entire army back into a defensive position that could not defend the 4th base at the same time. So now he's going to move into Disruptors, get that, you know, more formidable late game army we were talking about with the Disruptors, and just defend his bases because now he's got the lead in economy.
This is the music that plays when it goes to late game PvP. Like, it's like...
Yeah, it's really nice,
It's actually pretty epic. Okay, we're at... And it is weird to say late game at 10 minutes and 45 seconds with the new Blizzard timer, but here we go! Disruptor shot number 1, going to wipe a huge amount of Zealots off the map. And that's going to end this push. Yeah, and he's got plenty more where that came from.
It's exactly what I was talking about. Just sponging up the Zealots and not attacking. Can be very easy to hit that Disruptor shot. This one going to do a number on those Zealots.
That was some really cool reaction and control by Patience, I have to say. He like almost got the DT too.
Look at this Disruptor. Oh man.
Sad
so
Disruptor.
sad. Oh. They go down there, but Patience is going to respond by moving across the map, looking for the army now. He knows he's got the better army composition.
Oh yeah, and Stats is going to be terrified to look at this army. Massive, better upgraded +2, soon to be +3 Blink Stalkers. 6 Disruptors, he even has 2 Void Rays in there. And let me tell you, they will do a number on these Stalkers of Stats. The Archon's basically useless versus such a ranged unit composition. They're just going to get focused down immediately. He's even got Adepts in here.
Here come the Disruptors, a huge shot on all of the Adepts. Is it going to be enough to defend, though? I think Stats is definitely going to lose his 4th base. In the meantime, Stats has split up his army. Patience himself is going to lose his own 4th base. But again, the army composition here for Patience still looking a bit better.
I have to say, I feel like when it comes to the situation in the game, I think Stats knows exactly where he's at right now. And he's playing the overall better game when it comes to like controlling rotations around the map. But his unit comp is making him basically play this game on hard mode. Like, he has to beat an army comp that's better than his until he can fill that same role. Like, until he gets his own Disruptors out, he's making 2 at a time. He's trying to reset his army into that better comp while harassing, and I think his harassment is really paying off. He might even just kill his Prism. Look at that.
Yep, and he's going to get that. Now, look at the army of Patience totally out of position, chasing that small chunk out on the map that took out the 4th base. And that's not even really going to matter. Now Stats has got a fantastic position here in the 3rd base of Patience, and he can retreat if he wants to, but he's got a nice concave. He's got Disruptors of his own.
Oh, but he's going for the Disruptors of his opponent. The Archon's taking damage here. Oh! Gets one.
Gets one. There's more coming.
Here we go. A huge hit there on those Stalkers of Stats. Patience now has a huge army lead, and I think he needs to take that advantage and push with it hard right now. He's going to blink on top of these Disruptors, targeting them down.
Big Disruptor shot coming in there. But again, as you said, another one coming in, a blink, and he misses, in fact.
He blinks over it. And, you know, this is hopscotch meets dodgeball here in PvP. A huge wave of Disruptors. All those rally Disruptors out of the Robos have not been sent to the army. He needs them desperately here. It's actually 6v6 when it comes to Disruptor counts. Stats will take out this base, but the other 4th at the 9 o'clock position is still fully mining.
Yeah, look at this. Just another ragtag group of Stalkers coming in, +1 DT. And Patience right now just can't attack. He can't fight this. And at the top of the ramp of the 3rd base of Stats, he's got a very nice defensive position. This is going to force a really awkward spot for Patience, where he goes all the way back. And he's lost so much mining time.
And even if he goes all the way back, and even if he kills all of these units, you know, the amount of time he spends doing this gives Stats more money and more time. Now, one of the reasons why these fights are going so one-sided for Patience is because he has +3 for his Blink Stalkers and Stats does not. He's getting that up right now. It's on the way.
Oh, look at this. Just wait about 30 seconds. Stats is looking for another attack into that 3rd base. The army, once again, Patience is going all the way to the top left, and he's going to be totally out of position for this again.
Oh, man, even an offensive blink, he's going to regret that right about now. He is out of money. He's actually losing all of his probes now. He's got a few more war offensive units left to make, and then that's going to be it for him for the rest of this game. He will have to walk across the map and kill stats. And he's tried to do that several times, but has been sent back home at every turn. And I gotta say, this is his opportunity. We've seen Patience play games like this all night. You know, it's like every game I'm watching him, he has to win the game, or if it fails, it's over. He doesn't have any transition point here. This is going to be the game-deciding fight. Disruptor shot.
Disruptors, no!
Oh,
he's going to lose 2 of them.
No!
Really nice split there from Stats at the same time, and all the Disruptors are going to go down here for Patience.
He lost all of them. He has not a single Disruptor left. He can't win this fight anymore, and he has no money. Stats is going to just keep warping in Stalkers to the north and keep hitting his only mining base, which is almost mined out, mind you.
At the same time, he's got another group coming into the third base. Probes fighting this, plus the +3 advantage should win that for Patience. But look at all these Disruptors. You can't blink forever against this.
No, you definitely can't, because every time you're on cooldown, this happens. He's got way more Purification Novas where that one came from, too. Another one goes down. Good barrier there on the Immortals. He blinks forward. There are Void Rays in this army, and he's just simply trying to push his way on top of these Disruptors while they're on cooldown. Could this be his moment? He blinks forward again. He's actually jumping through his. Can Patience actually win this game? This is insane!
So unbelievably close, and those 2 Disruptors are going to go down.
He has a 20 army supply lead. He needs to win another big fight now. I think maybe even going for the army instead of this base is the better choice. He's giving Stats more time. This base is still unscouted. He doesn't know about it.
Still unscouted, and Patience doesn't have much of an economy. Stats just needs to delay. Losing any unit at this point in time will not help out Patience. He's just going to take out this base. And as you said before, he doesn't know what about the other base.
His economy is 1/10 that of Stats right now. +3 done for both players. Those 2 Void Rays are worth so much right now with Stalker versus Stalker.
Yeah.
They're so useful.
Think about that Void Ray choice early on in the game just to help for defense. It's helping out so much now in this late game.
Oh man, 1DT coming over here. This is going to be the end of the economy for Patience. He has so much gas, he can make a lot of Archons. Okay, he has that Immortal now isolated. He could actually target it down. Okay, Void Rays use their overcharge or their prismatic alignment, but DT's finally cleaned up here by probes, mind you. Look at that, 10 times the economy of Patience. He's going to be destroyed. He's already ahead in army supply. The one advantage Patience had was his army was bigger. It's not anymore.
Yeah, I feel like he's just lost too much time. If he can somehow fight and dodge, well, at this point, even Stats has got more Stalkers. I think he's just run out of time at this point.
Oh, 4 sentries coming in. He's like trying to spend all the gas he can, but it won't matter. Targets down both Disruptors, and the Void Rays are still in the army, but they're fighting an Archon, which is not what he wants. The Immortal goes down, and that'll finally be it. GG!
Oh man, well, what an unbelievable game there from Stats and Patience. Definitely the highlight of the night. Show that one to your friends, and Stats 100% earns his victory ticket into the round of 4 with that play.
That was sick. Oh man. Patience is engaged when he didn't have any Disruptors. His control and his knowledge of the cooldowns and when he can move in and attack, using those Void Rays, piecing everything together was incredible. But it is Stats who takes the win. We'll win it 3-1 tonight. And we'll actually advance to the winner's bracket. Face Dark, I believe.
I believe so, but let's go into this interview first. See what Stats has to say.
여기 계신 모든 분들의 손에 땀을 찌게 만드는 경기 너무나 잘 봤습니다. 소감 어떠신가요?
Very, very close match.
경기 내내 좀 긴장을 많이 해가지고 지금 좀 힘이 갑자기
He was
확
quite nervous
풀려가지고
throughout all of the
정신이
sets.
없는 상태고요. 어쨌든 이기게 돼서 네, 기쁩니다.
오늘 경기 전반적으로
My mind just
도전할 때
kinda went
김대혁 선수의
blank.
집중력이라든지 아니면 상대가
after that
공격을
set,
올 때 반응
My mind would be
속도라든지
blank after that one
정말
too.
기량이
And
오를
he
때
doesn't even know where he
올랐다는
is
느낌을
now.
받았어요. 연휴 때 연습하셨나요?
아니요.
Did you practice during
정말
the
잘
holidays?
쉬었고요. 설날 때.
Said the
설날
Lunar New
끝나고
Year.
나서 저희가
He took a big
9일까지
rest.
휴가고 10일부터
Back
연습
to
시작이었는데
practice much.
10일날 좀 첫 게임
Had
했을 때는
vacation
손이
until
잘 안
the night.
풀려가지고 좀
Started practicing on
내심
the
좀
10th.
걱정이 많았어요.
네.
근데 한 5판 정도
And
하니까
he didn't
손이
feel
다시
warmed up or
그
practiced
설날
since the
지내기
vacation, so
전 네, 그
didn't feel
손으로
very
다시
comfortable.
돌아가가지고 네, 오늘 경기 자신
Said
있었어요.
after playing a few
자신
games, he got
있었군요,
warmed
오늘
up and he
경기가.
was prepared for today.
분열기 얘기 안 해볼 수 없을 것 같아요. 사실 이렇게 막 프로토스에서 대박이 터지는 유닛하고는 사실 김대엽 선수가 인연이 좀 없었어요, 전부터. 근데 오늘 경기로 확실히 분열기와의 인연까지 잡았다 하는 느낌을 받았는데 어떠셨나요?
일단 정말
talking about his
운이
Starcraft
좋았던
play.
것 같고요. 그때
Double translation.
Double translation.
분열기 제가 대박을 nes을 때 그
So sometimes with
화면이
disruptors you have to be a little bit lucky.
제가
Stat
먼저
says.
포착을 했어요.
네.
그래가지고 그 분열기 그 구슬을 날리려고 하는데
네.
손이 너무 떨려가지고 안 움직이는 거예요.
The,
그래서 살짝 좀 늦게
atmosphere in the booth, like,
보내면서
got
좀 걱정이 좀 많았는데 다행히
it was like really rough for him and his hands were shaking, so he was making some micro
제가
mistakes.
대박을 낼 수 있었던 것 같아요.
스타리그랑 상당히 좀 인연이 깊습니다. 김대웅
네,
선수.
He also felt like he was pretty
승자
lucky with some of
4강이라서
his
완벽한
disruptor shots.
4강이라고 볼 수는
Sure, he
없겠지만
doesn't want to
그래도
specifically talk about
스타리그
the one where he
내에서
killed
김대웅
every
선수가
single one of
우승
Patient's
말고
disruptors.
지금 정말 하이 커리어예요. 어떻게
So you're now
생각하시나요?
in the semifinals of the winners bracket.
일단은 다시 한번 이렇게 그 완전 4강은 아니지만 승자 4강에 올라가가지고
He's like, it's not really the round of four, it's
뿌듯하게
just the
생각하고 있고요.
winners round of four.
이제 새해도 다시 왔으니까
He's so
이번에는
happy that he
결승
advanced to it.
무대에 꼭 밟아보고 싶어요.
네. 4강 승자 4강의
The best
대진이
record he's ever had is
세명의
semis in
저주와
Starleague.
그리고 이에
So he
맞서는
wants to
유일한
actually go to the
프로토스의
finals this
김대엽이거든요.
time.
앞선 그 박용호 선수와의 경기를 김도우 선수와의 경기 어떻게 관전하셨나요?
He's asking what he thought about Classic's
저그가
game. I
정말
believe he said.
다시 한번 사기라는 걸 느꼈고요. 제가 볼 땐 이거 중간에 패치가 되지 않으면은
Once again,
이기더라도
realize Zerg is
3대
broken.
2인 스코어로 되게 힘겹게 이기지
Straight up.
않을까 이렇게 생각이 듭니다.
네, 최근에 어떤 그
If I beat Dark, it'll
종족별로
be
그
maybe a
강세가
3-2.
저그가 토스를 잡아먹는 거라고 생각을 하시는 거죠?
네, 물론이죠. 네.
그럼 어떤 점으로 물론 이제 패치가 이루어지진
Do you think
않겠습니다만
Zerg's strongest pro is like
단지가 아니라
obviously?
뭐가 가장 그 큰 걱정인가요?
일단은
What's your biggest
개멸충도
worry
솔직히
in the
좀
matchup?
정말 강력하고요. 러커도 정말 모이면 모일수록 정말 강력한 유닛이어가지고
I think he's talking about
그것들을
Ravagers and Lurkers.
잘좀
Both the units are really
이렇게
strong.
파괴 좀 타개해 나갈 이럴 방법을 찾지 않으면은 좀 이번 4강전부터는 좀 힘들 것 같아요. 네.
So I'm trying to
스타리그
find
게시판에 이런 글이 올라왔어요.
solutions to defeat those units.
JHME 러브님께서 이 톤으로 읽어드려야 될 것 같아요. 김대엽 선수 결승 갈 수 있습니까?
있습니다.
Fans are asking,
네, 여러분 김대엽
are you
선수에게 큰 박수
confident going to the
부탁드립니다.
finals? He said, yes, I am.
네, 이렇게 해서 스타리그
asked for a cheer
2016
from the
시즌 1
crowd, and
마지막
that'll do
승자조
it
4강
for that
진출자 김대엽
interview.
선수까지 만나봤고요. 그럼 오늘 경기 결과
Really
함께
fun
만나보시죠.
matches today. I think probably the best series in Starleague so far, in my opinion, because I love PvP.
That PvP was just so much fun, and Dark really showing his strength in the matchup. Say what you want about Zerg, Dark is obviously playing very well. Kind of has got it figured out, at least against Classic. We'll see how he does against Stats. Here is our winners bracket.
Yep, Ragnarok versus Solar, and then Dark versus Stats on the other side of it. And then down here in losers, see if I can say this really fast. Alive versus Bjell, Hurricane versus here
here we
they are. So Alive versus Bjell, Hurricane versus Bjorn. Sue will face off against Patience, who just lost that match, and then Sulky will face off against Classic. No doubt Classic's really happy to face another Zerg.
Yeah, I'm sure he's really going to enjoy that matchup, especially because if I read it correctly, it was a best of 3 in the losers matchup. So
Yeah, I think that's how I got confused about today being best of 3 as
Yeah.
well.
So we'll cheer for Classic, see what he can do there. But overall, it's been a great day. I really enjoyed both of the matchups.
Yeah, I'm glad you're back. I'm glad it's going to be us for Starleague now, like the old days. I miss Moonglade, of course. Still really sad that he decided
Rip
to
and
leave.
Pepperoni's Moonblade.
Yeah, but I miss him a lot. If you're watching Moonglade, we miss you, man. But yeah, it's been a great day. Been good casting with you again. It feels like I've brought back some sort of familiarity here. I'm back on the casting desk.
Yeah.
And I'm really enjoying it.
Either way, guys, we both enjoyed it. It's been a great night. Thanks for joining us once again. We'll be back for SSL next Thursday, and we got Pro League on Monday and Tuesday as well. So join us there for more Korean StarCraft. But for tonight, we'll see you later.
Sometimes I can't help but say I'm falling in love and it's scaring me. steps forward. Sometimes I can't help but say